Yo, hello. Hello. Mr. Zombimon, good morning. I guess good afternoon for you. Wait a second. Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for the 200 bits, Mr. Zombimon. Visionaire, hello, good morning. It's gonna be a chill morning today. What are we doing today? We're doing a bunch of things today. Actually, it's gonna be a pretty packed morning. Starting in the morning because I wanted to get a lot of stuff done today. So good morning, Davis the Great. Hello. I should get some coffee? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. What kind you got there? I have a... What's the name of the... It's, they're beans from Happy Mug. This is just a regular Chemex drip. Which ones are these? These are the Guatemalan ones. I got the Renegade Guatemala whole beans. Yeah. Konyatar, hello. Yeah, no, pretty good. Like the beans were only like $9 per 12 ounces. It's not bad. Am I getting a Noah? I've seen you've made a post in the GB thread. I have to be honest, I'm kind of losing interest in 65% in general because I seem to prefer TKLs and 60% overall. So maybe, probably not though. Probably not. I'm worried about Noah sound. I actually don't know what's wrong with the sound. Was it like, hasn't some other people haven't other people like built them before? Hollowy. It does kind of look a little bit like that, like chonky and hollow. Complaining that they're hollow and pingy. That's unfortunate. Need to get a good grinder for pour over. Yeah. So I actually like when I first started to get into coffee, I splurged. Like the first thing I splurged on was the grinder, and I use a manual grinder. I use a Orphan Espresso Lido ET, the hand grinder. That one is pretty nice because you can adjust really finely the grind. So I have like a preset for, I mean, like you can't switch between presets quickly, but you can like mark them on the dial. So I have a preset for like French press, preset for like Chemex, you know, etc. Or like for like AirPress as well. Yeah. Hey, good morning. Oh, hey, Sanny, what's up? Hopefully the optional foam will fix the matrix. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be including foam in several of their boards. Like their 1.2 OG has that bottom silicone mat, I think. And I've heard that the Matrix 2.0, the 8XV 2.0 ADD, so the additional, the new one, that one apparently you have an optional foam piece between the plate and the PCB. So maybe should the grind be fine for pour or more coarse? I think you might want to opt for coarse because when you're pouring the water, if it's too fine, it's just gonna go right through the filter. You definitely want it somewhat coarse. Yeah. All the KBD fans boards have optional foam now as well? Oh, wow. I guess foam is really like moving up there for all these boards now. Like K, I think is coming with some foam sort of thing for the bottom. matrix, does all that. I think most of the Chinese produced boards that I've seen have had the foam pieces optionally included. Hey! Hey, Audrey, hello. P. Wade, Philip, hello. JHS. Soran, hello. Good afternoon for you. In Europe. Alright, let's get started with unpacking some stuff. So let's just start off with the switches right away. I opened them, of course. So the reason I opened them is because I actually lubed some of them to be used in one of the builds today. So there's gonna be 2 builds today, and I opened them for that reason. Alright. Yeah. So here we have, let's start in order. So here we have, these are the silk reds. These are the silk yellows. And these are the silk blacks. And then, you can already tell probably, but these are the dry reds. Dry yellow, smaller bag, because I lubed some of these to be used in the build today. So, and then these are the dry black. So yes, I will write down some info. How about I just write it down on a piece of paper so y'all can see it. Let me just find so it's red is 55-gram bottom out. Yellow is 63.5-gram bottom out, and black is 72-gram. And then let me just double check the materials. I have a note here for myself. Okay, so the top. So top housing is gonna be polycarbonate, and bottom is gonna be nylon, which is also called PA. And the stem is palm. Yeah. Is that good? All linear switches, that's correct. So that's the info, Mr. Alpha 4512, on the stuff. What's your opinion on yellow inks? They're just as good as regular inks in my opinion, but they're just shorter travel, so there's that to lose. Hey, Sensei Ja, hello. So when will Circle start shipping? Don't ask me that. I don't know. I wish the top was not polycarbonate. Yeah, so definitely a drawback for those who have said that they don't like JWK linears. So yes, these are indeed, so these are NK branded switches with the like by JWK, manufactured by JWK. So in a way, they're pretty much not much different from what you guys already know, such as you know, Alpacas, H1s, and so on. And so these guys have, you know, they have the NK branding. Oh my god, so sorry for the shaking. How's the smell? It doesn't really smell like anything. They don't smell like kale creams. So you can see the NK branding right there, right? At the top, NK underscore. And the switch housing is just regular cherry style. So are these proto switches? Yes, that is correct. These are prototype switches. You could say like it's like batch 0 for for various streamers who will be reviewing it. I believe Top Clack, Jay from Top Clack should be reviewing these later this afternoon, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan and others are also reviewing these later. Aperture, thank you so much for the 2 months. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Is it offset? The NK? It's NK underscore. The weights are... Those are the weights. 55 gram, 33, 63.5, and 72. So, let's get some of these out. The branding, it's NK underscore. That's the branding for Novelkeys now. NK underscore is it's like kind of like a terminal cursor, you know, like a blinking cursor. You can imagine that sort of the idea behind it. So I will say right off the bat, so these dry switches, there's not going to be much exciting about them, in the sense that there's more options and obviously more spring weights. But what's not exciting in my like what I'm trying to say really is that they don't have lube, so you know you just have to lube them anyway. So these are like for enthusiasts who want to still lube their own switches. That's the idea behind it, and they come in different weights as usual. Basically, these are like H1s branded, like slightly lighter H1s branded with Novelkeys branding at this point. But that's basically what it is. So yeah, so like we can do various things. So I basically lubed some for a build today with 205 grade 0. So that's gonna be one of the builds. These are like 60 of them. They're gonna go into my Weaven, which is over here. So yeah, let's start with yes. So let's see. Let's answer those questions. Are these basically Alpacas H1s? Bottom line, yes. Alpacas H1s have a top piece with polycarbonate. You know, they basically have these specs, and they come with some factory lube actually. Just if you didn't know, they do come with some factory lube. So basically, you could say that these black ones are basically like H1s and Alpacas with different spring weights, just like in Cherry MX or like in Gateron, but completely devoid of lube. Completely, like no lube anywhere. No lube in the leg, no lube in the leaf, the spring, nothing. Nothing is lubed. These are the more interesting ones, are factory lubed. So according to Mike from Novelkeys, these are factory lubed in 3 locations: in the 2 rails of the housing and the front part of the switch where the legs are. So we will actually take a look into them. I actually haven't looked very carefully, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So that's the interesting part. So yes, these are pre-lubed. I don't know about whether it's low curve. I think it's just regular linear, like spring. I don't think you should expect it to be slow curve or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a regular linear spring, just like all of the other switches that have been made by JWK. So no specialized springs, they are just gold springs of different weights. Yeah, and are these made by JWK? Yes, these are all of these are made by JWK. Yeah, you should film every JWK linear. I would advise you should, because yeah. Oh my goodness, Sambamon, no bullying, please, no bullying. But Soran, please restrain yourself. No bully, no bully. Okay. So I also have some. I'm trying to answer questions here and there too, because I asked people to sort of submit feedback and questions as they go. So if you guys have anything, like if you guys have any specific questions you want to answer, make sure to tag me. It's gonna help me look at your questions. Anyway, what do they smell like? I mean, smell like nothing actually. They smell like nothing. They don't smell at all. So that's good, right? Alright, so let's actually open these up and inspect them. When can I get these? Not yet. Not yet. Soon. Soon TM. Out here huffing switches, yeah. Sunday morning, you know? It's breakfast. Any EU vendor avail? I'll try to nag Mike about it. How about that? I can at least try that. So there really is not going to be any difference in comparing all of these because these are just different weightings. So I actually should just be putting these away and just compare like white versus black and then the housings. So I actually, yeah, I might just do that now. Just put these away for a sec. But so the black switch is easier to see what you're lubing? Yeah, sure. Well, let's open that up too. Why not? Yeah, you're right. It should be easier to see in this lighting. Alright. So let's take let's first start with the stem. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, so you guys can see that these are brushed at the front. So you guys can see the lube right there. Right? You guys see the lube? Yeah, so there is lube right at the front there. It's like brushed flat. I think, oh, I see. That's just the contact with the housing, but yeah, it's brushed flat. Looking at the sides, it looks like there is a little bit on the rails, but I think it's from the housing because according to Novelkeys, the lube has been applied on the sides of the housing, so the rails, and then the front of the stem, so this stem. So as you can see, there is barely any lube on the sides here because it got smudged by the housing. Nothing on the back, nothing on the stem. And so this is why we're reviewing them today, because it is very like it is like a prototype. So I'm going to be submitting feedback to Mr. Mike of Novelkeys so that we can get some good enthusiast grade switches here. So these are lubed with Krytox 2.5 grade 0 actually, the same one that Novelkeys supplies on their store. So yeah, it is Krytox 2.5 grade 0. But yes, it is very lightly lubed, however. Where an H1's meant to be stock lubed, yes, H1's are stock lubed, but they are lubed with some sort of oil, I believe. I remember when I was lubing my own H1s, I did notice some lube, but it was very light, and it was also like oily. Yeah, it was not very much like a grease. Mine is dry as a desert. Yeah, I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. There's variance there. Will these cost more? No. So these will cost 55 cents per switch. So Penguin, hello. Good morning. Anyway, So that's how it looks for the stem. So I actually want to take a look at the housing parts as well. So doesn't look like there's lube anywhere here. I don't notice anything. Yeah, I don't really notice any lube in the top housing. So I'm just gonna leave the stem on top here. Okay, and then let's pick up this spring. So trying to look if the spring has any lube. Okay, so not sure if you guys can see right here. The spring seems to be lubed at the end, at the tip of the spring here. You guys can see that, like those circular marks right there. There's some lube at the tip of, let's see, is it both sides or not? Maybe just the bottom actually. I don't think the top has it. Yeah. That seems to be the case. So I'll just get the lube once and salvage it. Is it knife for me? Anyway, let's see. Okay, this is really hard to tell at this point. I'm gonna have to look at this in like different lighting, so I'm just gonna zoom out for a second. Oh, this is so hard to see. Okay, so I can't really show this, but I don't think it shows. But basically, like, I can like, oh god, no, it's gonna be impossible to see this. Yeah, shoot. There basically is like I can basically see lube like smudge amounts like right here and like right here, and then like the same on the other side. As far as I can tell, I can't see lube on the leaf, on the switch leaf. Really hard to see on the white housings. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's no lube. There seems to be no lube really applied anywhere on the housing except for the rails. So yeah. So right now we only have lube here and like here, and then as I said at the very front part of the stem. So like hello. So like right there. Sorry for my ugly fingers. And then yeah, you can notice like very smudge amounts of lube on the sides. Morning. Oh, it is morning here. It is nighttime for you, I suppose. And like smudge amounts there. But yeah, so what I would say right off the bat is I would personally, I think I'm gonna suggest Mike that first of all the legs are lubed more properly. This, you see the leg part over there, because in my opinion that's the part that really affects the most, that and the sides. So I think a proper application of the sides and the front would really help. I don't really care so much for the stem pole or the back. Normally these tend to be pretty smooth and they don't seem to affect as much the performance of a switch. But yeah, I think the sides should be lubed more, or like at least just like basically, oh god, the same amounts of lube as on the front, but on the sides would be pretty nice. So I'm gonna try to suggest that. If you guys have any feedback you guys want to provide, you should like let me know. Also, for those viewers who are trying to ping me on Discord, I'm not looking at oh, never mind. Okay, that was just an everyone thing. Do they look consistent switch to switch? Let's see. Let's see for ourselves, because I don't know. I'm gonna grab this red one here. This one doesn't seem super consistent for some reason. So, that's a good question actually. I look at the black ones though. It's easier to see. Let's see. Diego got debated. Okay, so let's see. Come on, focus. Yeah, so Visionaire. One thing I'm noticing is that they're brushed. It's brushed there. It's not like a glob. It's brushed on there. Like you can tell the brush lines over there. And as the same thing, a smudge on the sides and brushed on the front. So I still think, however, okay, so the main problem I find right now, just by looking at it, based on like how I lube and how I've seen performance change over time, like over like lubricant, is that, okay, there's this, right? It's basically, okay, you see this rectangular part over here? That's lubed, but I personally don't think that this affects the travel, like the feel of the travel, so much as the legs themselves here, as well as the sides. So by lubing just this rectangular part in the front, it doesn't really do much, if at all. Like it helps. I think it might like change the feel slightly, but not enough. So I feel like for the people who want like proper lube switches, this is not gonna be enough. This is not gonna cut it. But for those people who are like, for other folks who are like looking to buy something that's decent already, like pre-lubed, this might do, but we'll see. I'm gonna assemble them back together now, just so that we can try them. Oh, we haven't looked at the dry one, but I actually did take a look before, but these basically don't have any lube at all, right? So you guys can see that, like, yeah, these are completely unlubed, right? Nothing, 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 nothing. No lube at all. The spring is also completely unlubed, and from what I can tell in the housing, there's also no lube. So yeah, these are indeed dry as they could be. So these switches are good if you're looking into lubing your own switches. See, NK underscore branding like that. Okay. So let's hear some of these. Maybe let's work with the yellow ones because they're like at the spring weight that most people will want. let's see. Ramos Tabs 2030. It looks like a middle ground of people who have never lubed or don't want to lube, they'll get some benefit. Yes, I agree with that, Visionaire. It's not going to replace lubing for the enthusiast, which is why these exist now. But yeah, I do agree with you. Lube the top and bottom of the housing and inside the post hole. I never lube the inside of the post hole myself. I have to say that. I do not lube the inside of the post hole. Alright, so let's compare these guys. Hey, Mike, hello, good morning. So, let's, should we pop them onto a plate or something? Actually, well, we'll pop them onto a plate as we do builds. How about that? Yeah? So yeah. You guys already saw, right? So these guys have the front brushed, at that rectangular part in the front. The legs might need some work. For like the legs, I think could get some lube. The sides could get also more lube. These are just bone dry, very dry, you know, whatever. No lube, so these you just lube by yourself. So I'll pop these into like a plate as we start building. Okay, so let's start building. Oh yeah, this is Zombumon's golden opportunity to ask for a vendor. Oh, I guess I'll test it at least a little bit. So just for the lazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna work with the yellow ones today for the testing part, because the rest kind of are already the same. I'm going to work on getting some vendors for badge too. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the goal here today. Alright. Alright, so our first build today is gonna be the LZ CLS. So today we are building. Hey, there we go. Today we are going to be building my. Do you recommend using novel films and Novelkeys creams? Personally, no. I think Novelkeys creams have a very tight housing already that I don't think they warrant using films. That's just me though. So here we have our stabs, plate, we have ZL60 PCB, and the board is this one. Da-da-da. That is so blue. Yes, it is very regular royal blue. Now there's some silver and blue. I'm glad someone noticed. Of course it would be Obsidian to notice first. Yes, it is the inverse silver and blue. In 60%. I just need the TKL version of it in the opposite colors. Silver, blue, good. Yep. So this is the LZ. Come on, focus. Is it not focusing? Well, whatever. LZ CLS SXH with a brass weight. The bottom. SMH. It's a HHKB top. So it's a top mount build. Wait a sec. Where are my? Did I put the plate screws somewhere? Alright, so not much to look at as far as the case goes. It's just an HHKB case. You know, with all these new board designs, it's funny to look back at things like this and realize how simple it is. Oh yeah. Keyboards are very simple. They're just rectangles, right? I have some pre-tooled stabs from before, but I haven't. I'm gonna re-lube. Some water. When we thought top mount was amazing, I mean, I still think top mount is the best type of mounting, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's just me. Good luck with the build. Have to head out. Sounds good. Sounds good, Mike. I'll let you know my feedback and stuff. So NK switches are essentially JWK switches. Yes, they basically are. I mean, they are JWK switches. The main difference with them is that one of them, these white housing ones, will come with some 205 grade 0 factory lube. And basically, I am reviewing them today in order to provide some feedback to Mike about where to lube, how, that kind of stuff, to make it better for consumers. Gasket is lit? Gasket is nice. Yeah, gasket is nice. I actually don't remember testing the PCB, so I might do that now. Okay, well that works. I'm not sure if this is on via ZL60. I might just do that. Nope, it's not. Let's look. Via. Can I use via.com? Firmware. ZL60, yay! Oh, it's so nice that Via has like so many boards available now. Oh, it's so great, honestly. MK Toolbox. Put my tweezers over here. Where was the reset? Oh. Okay. Gasket expensive AF? Not all gasket boards are expensive. That's actually such a untrue statement that they're expensive. Expensive if you're looking into them into like the aftermarket, but if you participate in the group buys, they're all normal priced, like normally priced, like similar to all the other ones that we've seen. Oh my god, it's so bright. Oh my god, no. Okay, I get it, it's working, but it's so bright. God, can't stand it. Maybe, lighting, turn it off. Yeah, off is fine. Okay. So in layouts, I am gonna have an HHKB, so 7U. Split right shift, split backspace. Pipe. Okay, cool. Delete, I want here. Nothing's fine. Don't need it. Sure. What the? Wait a second. That's weird. Up, left, right. Oh wait. Down. Page up, page down. Thank you so much, Obsidian, for answering that question. I like doing these for that. I don't really need this. Delete, that's fine. I like setting this as function 2 so I can get access to, oh no, the lighting is on number 3. Wait, yeah, it's on number 3, so let's just put this on 3. Alrighty, now let's test. Testing. Just saying that would have taken me 10 times as long to find all the keys in VIA. Yeah, I mean, I've done this so many times now. It's gotten easier. Ugh. Okay, cool. All works. I feel like every time I spend 5 minutes searching for the random things. Yeah. There's just so many features now too. Alright, so I can close VIA for now. So let's lube our Je déteste la police. Hello. Hello. Where are those artisans from? These artisans? These artisans are by Tokipi, Tokkipee. They're on Instagram. These are artisans by Gaff, Grimy as Fuck Caps. And I think that's all the artisans in this picture. And that's a lot of lube. Yes, it is a lot of lube. I still run through like what? Maybe like maybe like 70% of this already. It used to be like pretty full. But yeah. Any reason why you have spring weights on the note next to you? Oh, so those are for the switches I was talking about just earlier, which are these. Yes, no worries. Yeah, so I was, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Basically, I was looking into the contents of the switch, namely what parts of the switch are lubed and what parts are not, and how we can improve that. And second of all, I lubed a batch of these dry series switches to see how, like, I mean, they're probably going to perform just the same as my Alpacas here, but I lubed them anyway because it'll be a good way to test some differences. Hey, Otis55, hello. Came from New York City, MK. Hello, hello. Fellow local. Hello. Good to see some local folk here. Wait, what are those switches that they are tactile? Which ones? What? Which ones are tactile? Oh my gosh, I just put low on the top of the housing. All of the switches are linear. The ones in the bags are all linear switches. They're all linear switches. There are tactiles in my current keyboard over there, the Duck Poker. That one has MX clears with lighter springs. Thought you said they would perform like Alpacas? Yeah, Alpacas are linears. Alpacas are linear switches. Ashkov, hello. Oh, derp. No worries. It is a Sunday, so I understand. What's your thought about those Merlot versus NK creams? They're very different switches, I feel. Merlots are like, if I recall correctly, Merlots are the Gateron recolored, like basically like an alternate color of any Gateron switch. So those will perform just the same as Gateron yellows or Gateron reds or Gateron blacks. And the am I lubing the screw hole? No, I'm not lubing the screw hole. And the NK creams are made by Kale, whatever. So different brand, right? Different manufacturer. So those, and the creams specifically are different in the sense that they are made of different materials. They do have a bit of a leathery feeling when they're stock. So people advise that you break them in a little bit before you start lubing them and using them. But once you do break them in, they're really smooth. They're pretty nice, and they sound very. They have a very particular sound to them. Slightly different, or more like very different, at least from Gatorons, I feel. I got switches on my cable, but I don't have my board keycaps yet. It's all a waiting process, I feel. It's always been like that. This is why, my friends, if you're buying your first keyboard, just get Topre first. While you're using Topre, you'll be happy, and then you can wait as long as you want for MX. Smart. Topre, however, is always in stock. Topre is also like basically endgame. Endgame, quote unquote. Because no such thing exists, but you know. Oh yeah, P Wade, do you see? P Wade, are you there? Mr. P Wade? Look at this shirt, if you're there. My GMK Taro t-shirt. Hell yeah. So that OG status. Yeah. Yeah, man, day one supporter. I remember seeing the first render of GMK Taro, which was a KLE anyway, so I also found this just recently, so it's nice to be able to wear it. I like had lost it for a while. I was like, where is it? Yeah, I just was unpacking some stuff and finally found it. I'll explain the more detailed circumstance about that later. Just ask Obsidian, it's all he has right now. Yo, Topre is the best. I'm not lying, Zombamon. I'm not lying, Zombamon. It's just HHKB, Real Force, Leopold, the trifecta of Topre. They're all nice for their own reasons. They also have, there's different layouts for them. You know, there's Hasu, so you can reprogram them. Lubing them is pretty easy. It's so nice. OEM caps are really good. You don't even need to replace your keycaps because they're pretty good already. No need to buy fancy GMK sets and fancy springs. Hey, good afternoon. No, wait, good morning. What do you mean guten tag? It's good morning. Good morning, Apiary. How are you? Wait, what's a Topre? Almost clipped my creams, but the NK65 was coming out. NK65 should hopefully restock soon. The entry edition ones especially. I'm just catching up with chat. Feel like a goof wearing my own shirt, but I also love it. I mean, dude, represent your own kind. Ugh. Pics please on the Norvaforce? I don't have a Norvaforce, too bad. I used to. I still need a Topre board SMH. Sensei Jat, you should definitely get a Topre board. It's if anything, I think you should experience it at least. You should experience Topre. Topre is the best. I own a handful of Topre boards and I love them all. They're mostly HHKBs, but don't mind me. A couple of real forces. Actually, well, yeah, two real forces. It's overkill, but well, if it isn't Digo, Mr. Oh no, hi, good morning. Hey, Dario Rivas, hello. Greetings from Argentina. Hello, hello. I guess it is it morning there? No, it's afternoon probably, right? No, it's actually I don't know. I don't know what time it is in Argentina. What tote reports do you recommend? I recommend HHKB if you're into 60%, FC660 if you're into like 65%, and Real Force 87 if you're into TKLs, and maybe 980C if you're into larger than that or full size. Sensei, I tried during a New York meetup. Wait, New York meetup? Wait, so you're really close by. You're in New Jersey? We need to meet up then. We need to meet up when things are safer. But yeah, we should I'll let you know when I organize a meetup. You should come out to the city. Morning stream. Yes, hello Toki, how are you? Good morning. I'm in New Jersey. Awesome. Dangerous to meet up now. Yeah. Yo, Penguin, do you order that chair? I'm definitely gonna hit you up for that chair. I'll definitely pay for shipping. Just ship it over to me. Roll it over. Roll it over the GW bridge if you're not in the city. Yeah, dangerous to meet up for sure though. It's pretty crazy. How many people have you offered this chair to? Oh no. Am I fighting like 20 other people? Oh my god. Anyone who would take it off my hands first, dibs. I want a battle royale. Oh yes. Wait, but what kind of battle royale? We can do an ultimate chicken horse battle royale. Battle royale and George Washington Bridge. Oh no. It's so windy actually. I've crossed the bridge like by foot and it's so windy. It's like right at the like above the Hudson. It's like super windy there. DED dead. I can't compete with Diego being in New York and me in California. I mean, maybe it'll give me a reason to visit California. I have a brother in my brother lives in San Francisco, so if I ever visit that area and are you in the Bay? I think you're in the Bay Area, right? If you're in the Bay Area, I could visit sometime. I don't know when, but sometime. You're moving to SF next month. Ooh. Nice. That's exciting. Just picked up an Embody Herman Miller Straight Fire. So I'm currently using a steel case. I do like Herman Miller though, but I mean I got mine from work, so that was different circumstances. But yeah, I do want to have an airline at some point. I think they're really nice. They're really comfortable. I'm really thinking hard. Mega says is awesome. Oh, the Batman chair. I mean, but it's gonna complete the theme of your room. Penguin, how could you resist? It's like set completion, you know? It's like the water medallion or something from like, oh wait, no, it's not a medallion. It's like the water pendant. I'm all about aesthetics. Yeah, do it for the aesthetics. I got my liquidator from work. They were throwing it out and it's a little glitchy, but it's really nice and functional. So is it glitchy or is it functional? Because glitchy and functional are very opposite terms. It's a feature, not a bug. It's glitchy but feature rich. Ah, I see. Y'all nerds. Bunch of nerds, y'all. I can see that we have a number of programmers here too. Guys, it's so crazy that the I Don't Mind streams from this weekend, they gathered $27,000. Well, assuming that all the auction bids pay off accordingly. $27,000 for mental health. It's amazing. Yeah, like it was like $6,000 or $7,000 in donations, and like $21,000 from all of the auctions. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And really amazing. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it. But I do think that our community, like the keyboard community in particular, is pretty active in general, like about causes and stuff. Like we've seen, like obviously we've seen like BLM related stuff. We've seen charity streams for, like we have St. Jude's every year with Tiny and a few other people, and yeah, I just feel like our community sees a lot of these events and organize a lot of this stuff for good causes, and I don't know, I really like that. Did you win serious? What? Oh wait, are you talking about like a raffle? If it's a raffle, no, I haven't won an Archie raffle in a long time, Saturn. GG to everyone that participated. It was seriously amazing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't participate in any of the auction bids. Oh, I actually was planning to, but it went too high. So I had to forfeit my bid. I wanted to get the I wanted to get either the albumin, or I wanted to get the tiny marshmallow caps, but oh yeah, they're pretty expensive now. But I mean, you know, for charity, but yeah, it was beyond my budget at that point, so. So I just like donated some and then like that, called it a day. The streams were fun also. Yeah, those streams were super fun. Lots of builds and lots of, I mean, the stories were like super like touching and heartwarming and also sad. But you know, where is my? Once the Sakura hit 400, I was out. Yeah, that one got pretty expensive pretty quickly too. Alrighty. So after I put these stabs on, we will be able to play around with some of these switches. I mean, we're just gonna put it on the plate. We're gonna mount the plate and just play around with it for a bit. Yeah. Where's the swoosh? Are Kanji's worth? People say they're nice. I haven't tried them myself. I haven't bought any tangerines, the recent ones. But I have some of the older ones and they're okay, and the newer ones I heard they're pretty much like the JWK like, so I assume they're pretty good. the dolphin box come beat up? No, it's fine. It's fine. I just meant to say that it was huge compared to the stuff inside it. I was just like, this is a lot of shit. I mean, this is a lot of space. The next largest box I had didn't have enough length for the bag. Yeah, damn. Yeah, no worries though. I probably have a few boxes lying around that I could use for shipping back later. I'll let you know though. I mean, I haven't even started lubing those, so that'll be a while. Take me like the next week at least. So spoiler alert, in case y'all didn't notice, Toki sent me a Dolphin V3 to build, but he needs some switches lubed, so I gotta lube those. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna take a while. No, I'm not sure if forever. It's just gonna take a while. What color was your Dolphin again? Was it purple? Green. Oh, it's such a gorgeous green. It's like camping green. Oof. So nice. So nice. Okay. So, let's see. We're streaming so early. Yeah. Trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I mean, it's early for you especially, because you're in the West Coast. I was watching Alex's stream too, so that's why. I wanted to make sure I could watch at least the end bit of it before he went to bed. What time did he end up getting off? No, he ended up getting off right around 10:30. I mean 9:30 Eastern, which is like what, 6:30 Pacific. Right around then. He ended 30 minutes early. Yeah, he was really dying. He was just so plop, so pooped. But I mean, he did a great job. He's a guy with such like high energy and stuff that like, yeah, I could see him getting super tired super quickly too. New York folk must stick together. Yes. Alrighty. That should do it. Let's get this case opened up. And I'm gonna, well actually, you know what, I'm gonna solder these. Actually, I'm gonna just test the stabs and then solder them, because if I solder before, solder before testing them, I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna regret not having tested the stabs before. So let's just do that first. 6 feet together. Yo, cup cables, hello. Is this your first time on stream? Welcome. So, those for you who don't know, Cup Cables is a cable maker based in the Bay Area. And they made this cable for me. Whoops. Yeah. But this gorgeous coiled cable with the YC8, Cup Cables made it. It's really nice. I'm still waiting for a cable from them, I believe. Oh, that sounds nice. Dropping that one off Monday, so get ready. Yeah. All right. Awesome. That's fantastic. Yep. No, you didn't miss much, Lana. I'm gonna be talking more about them just in a second. I'm actually waiting to solder a couple of these switches, mainly just so I can get this plate lined up. And once I do that, I will pop in some switches onto this plate and we'll test a bit, and then we'll go back to the build and finish it up. How about that? Good? Good? Yes? Nope? What keycaps are those on your board? These are the Hammerworks CRP R2.2 APL caps. Hammerworks APL caps. There have been a few rounds of these, so you could probably find it on Mech Market if you look. Pretty popular though, I feel, because people really like the sub legends and stuff. So just need to look a little bit. And I'll also compare these to like Alpacas and a few other things. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned and more Switch stuff will come. Should be good enough to hold the plate together. Okay. What do you think is a good budget build? Somewhere about $70. It needs to be hot swappable. Personally, I would just I would personally suggest, yeah, I think $70 would be more like a pre-built, like an OEM board. I think if you want a custom keyboard, you probably might want to up your budget a little bit just for the sake of having the ability to customize a little bit more. Like you could probably like find good deals for less, but I mean, like you're pushing it. I think you want to probably put yourself at like 100 and some for just the board. But it is possible to do pre-builds with with customs with less. It's just you really need to push it. Is that a hair? Yeah, it is. Pre-built, I recommend Vermillo or Leopold. I do as well. Yeah, Leopold, Vermillo, I think personally Leopold is the best pre-built that I've used. I think, or Philco's. What's my opinion on the Type K? Is that the one by Gawk? The Type K by Gawk, I personally think it's like really cool. I personally am not a huge fan of some of the choices they made on the layout. Like a few compatibility things. But all aside from that, though, it looks really interesting, and I personally would be interested in purchasing one. I'm just not sure if my budget will allow it by then, by whenever it drops. So we'll see. I would have to sell some stuff or whatever, if anything, but I'll think about it. Oh, I'm getting some pings here and there. What's this about? Wait, what? Wait, what? That is strange. Oh, never mind. Okay. How much are those keycaps on that board? The one above here. If you had purchased them at cost, probably like $100 and like $120 or so. But since you have to look in the aftermarket, they're probably a bit more expensive. Like 180 maybe. Alright, plate screws. I don't know how your screws don't just go flying everywhere, just popping them with ease. I guess if you've been doing it for a while, you kind of know what happens. Yeah, it's just a habit, I think. For Ducky 1 Mini, no, cheaper than 100 USD usually. Yeah, I think pre-builds can be pretty cheap if you look for a good used deal. Just need to wait for it though. I feel like that's the problem. It's just wait. It's like, how much patience do you have? If your house wasn't fired, you only had time to wrap one board, what would it be? Probably my TGR JNV2, no doubt. I think it's the most sentimentally valuable board to me. Yeah. That board I like a lot because even though it's B stock, it's he asked about which board though. That's why I'm answering which board. Probably would grab that though, yeah. Built by Yutzi. And I just love the color of it. I love how it types. Yeah. Okay, but which artisan would I grab? I would probably just grab like the ice box and the hate case I have. Would you grab artisans first or Jane? Oh, that's a good question. Probably artisans because I care more about artwork like that. But I probably wouldn't be able to grab all my artisans at once, since some of them are on boards and stuff. Asking the hard-hitting questions? They're not hard-hitting for me though. I don't really find that hard to answer. Do you ever miss a reasonable price you used to find on the mech market? Yeah, of course I do. I actually always talk about how shitty it is that prices are stupidly high on mech market right now. Like, I pretty much don't go on mech market often, if at all now, because there's so much dumb shit going on. Like, people basically trying to scam each other, you know, everyone for themselves, and it's just so stupid. I wish people were just nicer. So greedy. Gotta get that bread, I guess. Okay, hypothetically, if you had tiny hands and could only grab one artisan. One artisan. That's a tough. That's a tough one. I'm torn between. I'm torn. It's all about trading, selling, buying from community friends now? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. One artisan, like I have some that are very sentimentally valuable to me. Like there are a few Booper Cosmos that I really like that like were either gifts or I just really like colorways that I've always wanted. Like yeah, like there's the Blue Trabe of course. And a couple of other collabs that I like a lot. Damn, that's tough. I like some of my gaff caps too. Oh man, tough question. That's a tough one. Fine, you got me there. Yeah, hard to name just one though. Hard to name just one. Too late, house burned out. Too indecisive. Yo, that's mad rude. Oh my god. I mean, it's true though. It's true. All right. What do you guys want me to? Which road do you guys want me to test? That's what I should say. So let's start with. Shall we start with regular silks versus completely stab keys? I soldered my stab keys. Well, not the spacebar, I guess. I can do the spacebar. I can do the spacebar. Function row. There's no F row, but top row is basically F row, so I could do that one. Home row? These switches look like eggs. Are these batch the loot or stock? You loot or stock? These are stock. Right now, these are all stock. I'll grab a GMK set. Hydro maybe. I'm gonna fill in these as well, because I think it's not. I don't think it's like a good test if I leave all these empty spaces out. So I'm actually just gonna fill those up too. Squirtle squad. Hey, Sir Captain Salty, hello. But yeah, I'm gonna fill in the rest with caps and switches. I don't think otherwise it's gonna help too much. Just gonna fill them in with the lubed ones because I'm gonna solder them in anyway later on. Tight fit. Maybe I can get some of the lubed ones here. I better not confuse these. I probably won't, but yeah. So now these are lubed over here. Just this Q row over here is lubed. Doing alright though, Sir Captain Salty. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well yourself. Just hanging out, working, drinking some coffee. Sounds like a nice Sunday. Sounds pretty pleasant. Alright. So I'll just fill in these. I guess I should just put the caps on for now. I'll just leave some of the spots open just so I can know where they're separated by, like where they start and stop. Huh? Double the corgi? What? Oh, are we talking about Strider? It just did some vacuuming, was watching the girlfriend's mom's corgi for a few days, so twice the corgi fur. Wait, so she has a corgi too? I didn't know that, B-Wade. I did not know that. missing. There we go. Okay. Where's my other one? Oh, okay. Very nice one. Does the softness apply to fur as well? Alright, so let's test a bit, shall we? Let's see. I just want Diego to send me bongos. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be testing, so here we have stock silk switches, here we have dry switches, here we have stock silk, stock dry, lubed alpacas, and lubed dry yellows. So anyway, let's try the stock silk versus stock dry first, shall we? Let me know if you guys have any questions, okay? Okay, so this is gonna be stock silk. Oh wait, what's happening with the focus here? Oh, I see. Okay. So just gonna check the audio. So that's stock silk. This is stock dry. So, what do you guys think? Definitely discernible to me. Yeah, so I think these are sounding a bit deeper. Dry sounds meh? Yeah, because dry is basically completely stock. Like, no lube, nothing. So this is no lube at all, and this is a little bit of lube at the front of the stem, and a little bit on the rails. Wonder how they're lubed? I'll show you. This wouldn't be a test if you didn't know what it entails. So wait, I got debated. I can't see on this one. So there we go. So Lana, if you're around. So this is oh, how they did it in the factory. I mean, I don't know. I think they probably just brushed it. I think there's just a person who just brushes this front part, or even like a machine that just does this. But basically there is a loop at the front of the stem and a smidge on each side, but technically I heard from Mike of Novelkeys that the sides are looped like on the inside of the housing, so not on the stem. And the dry ones are just completely dry. Yeah. And the springs are also lubed very slightly. So like at the tip of the spring. Just a touch. So yeah. Does a 6 switch look crooked? A little bit, yeah. Kind of does, huh? I feel like I could still hear a bit of spring crunch. Same, let's try the home row now. Let's compare, well, they're on different rows, but anyway, these are lubed. These are going to be lubed dry yellows, so the same as these ones, but now lubed with 2,5G0, like kind of like all around. And these are like the silk with a little bit of lube. These are lubed kind of heavily, I think. Oops. I lubed them a little bit too heavily. Oh yeah, these are filmed. Just mind you that these are also lubed more lightly. So these are lubed with like 2-4-1-5 mix, which makes it a lot lighter. Than the ratio is a little bit more towards the oil side than the grease. The plate is just aluminum, top mounted aluminum. And yeah, the switches are manufactured by JWK. So yeah, on just the sample test, Like obviously dry switches sound pretty pingy, very kind of high pitched. These sound noticeably deeper. But still can hear some of the spring crunch. And then these are like Alpacas, lubed kind of lightly. It's hard for me to tell which part of the sound is spring. It's like how do I describe it? It's like the part that like there's a little like sound change at the end, like kind of like when it rebounds. It sounds like a little bit of a crunch, but I mean, actually, I'm not even gonna tell you because ignorance is bliss in this hobby. It's better to not know. If you can't tell, it's actually a better thing because you won't be unhappy due to it. Anyway. So, do you guys have any recommendations on what you want me to test or anything you want to know? Do you lube the springs? Yes, I do. So these ones, the lube I use for springs is this one. It's Victorinox multi-tool oil. It's just cheaper lube, I mean oil, and I just dunk them into, where's my container? I use a plastic tub like this. Excuse me. I just open it up, put all the springs in there, put a bunch of oil, close it up, shake, 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 open it up, separate all the springs, and then put them into the switches as I lube. That's kind of how I do it. So the silk switches, yeah, do sound nicer. Obviously, the dry ones are just like any other completely bone stock switch. So, these silk ones definitely do sound a bit nicer. I personally am more bothered by the spring crunch than by the sound of the switch itself. Is housing material known? Yes. Christopher. This is all the known info about the switches. JWK made, red with 55 gram bottom out, yellow with 63.5 gram bottom out, and black with 72 gram. Top is polycarbonate, the bottom housing is nylon or PA, and the stem is made out of palm, which is, yes, they are indeed exactly like all JWK linears. So there's nothing different about them other than branding, number one, and number two, different weights, and then number three, that the silk ones now come in white and have factory lube that is 205 grade 0. Other than the slight lubing, the blacks are the same as the H1. So the H1s actually come a little bit heavier. The H1s were rated close to 78 gram springs, whereas these black ones come with 72 gram springs. So I'm not. Do I have any stock H1 switches? I think I lubed them all and spring swapped already. Let me look. Okay, I can't find my stock H1s right now, but basically, oh, I actually don't have stock H1s. I used all of them. I already lubed them, so unfortunately I don't have that. I've got some stock alpacas here if you guys want to compare, like a stock alpaca. You can just hand test these versus like a yellow. So like stock alpaca. And this is stock, and this is stock silk yellow. Anyway, so these do sound pretty similar. Actually, they do kind of sound similar, actually. Like, maybe the alpacas sound a little bit... Is it how I'm holding it? I'm going to change this. I think it will. Hard to say. I would probably want to pop them into a plate, actually. So, I can do that if you guys want me to. I will do things depending on what you guys want me to do. So, if you guys have suggestions and are not happy with how I'm testing these, you need to say something. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do it. And we'll continue with the builds. Okay? Anything else you guys want me to do? Crickets. Oh yeah, this is a space bar with the stock silk yellow. Can you tell if the spring in the yellow is similar to a GAT yellow spring? Oh yeah, I can check that for you. Oh my god. Oh, my room's a mess. My room's a mess. What's the switch under UIO? This is stock dry yellow switches, so these are completely unlubed. Oh, under UIO, my bad. These are the dry yellows lubed completely with 205G0 and TX switch films. I lubed a little bit heavily this time, out of preference. But yeah, can you compare stock alpaca to stock dry in the plate? Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. Pop in a regular GAT, so I'm just not confuse the stocks from the others. Where's my stuff? Alpacas, here they are. So these are stock alpacas. So these 2 to 5, and so this is gonna be so on my left hand is stock alpaca switches, and on my right hand is gonna be stock dry yellow switches. Okay. Hey, Fluffy Bubble, hello. Meta, hello. Zoomwald, hello. Yes. Well, actually, I'm not done building at all. I'm currently reviewing a bunch of switches here that I got from Novelkeys. So that's what we're doing now. Ooh, God, yellow, so scratchy. Look at this. Stock dry yellow, stock GAT yellow. Oh my god. Very scratchy on the stock GAT yellows. Yeah. Yikes indeed. It's pretty bad. And so so between regular GAT yellows and regular stock dry yellows, even the difference is just so noticeable. Stock dry yellows here, stock GAT yellows here. The alpacas are 62 gram, if I recall. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so just from a pushing test here like this, it kind of looks like the GAT yellow spring is slightly heavier. Oh yeah, GAT yellow is 65 gram. That's right. Yeah, so the GAT yellows stock are a bit heavier than the dry yellow. They don't get heavier as you depress the new yellows. They pretty much feel the same. It feels linear. It's not like progressive. What people call progressive, which is like a light at the beginning and then heavy towards the end. It actually feels pretty much linear, like a straight line on our force versus displacement curve. Yeah. And indeed, the Gateron yellows feel a little bit heavier. How do you feel overall about these switches? So personally, if I were to purchase these switches myself, I would purchase, actually, whether I purchase the silks or the dry ones, I wouldn't care, because in the end I would end up lubing them all myself anyway. Particularly the springs, I can't go on with a switch without lubed springs. I can't stand the crunch of the springs, so I would open them all up anyway and lube the springs at least. But yeah, for those who don't like to lube, these new silk yellows are going to be like an amazing new addition yeah, I think they're gonna be awesome for the people who don't like the lube. So that's it, I think, for the review, just because I do want to get through the builds. So let me know if you guys want any other opinions or tests. But for those who don't like the lube, how would you compare to KL box? I would rather pay the premium for the silks than get box, just because what I don't like about box is that they sound a bit hollow. They have this hollowness to it, like a box. like the sound is echoing in the box. And that's one thing I don't like about box switches. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Stock alpacas are out. Do you pick up the Zenith? No, not yet. If I will, I have not yet. Not yet. Uh-oh, you just summoned Poner. He's going to appear now. It's like the devil. Might as well just pop these in while I'm still... Wait. Any moment now, Mr. Poner. I think he was here earlier, actually, wasn't he? I think I saw him. Oh wait, did I forget about these switches? Yeah, I did. If you say Rama Jewels, it summons Zombumon? No, you have to say Claypot. Claypot! You should summon Mr. Zombumon. I wonder if he's watching right now. Someone sell me a Vern? LOL, he's watching. Mod abuse. Hello, Mr. Zombumon. Welcome back. He deleted my message. I see. That's hilarious. Wait, just gonna take out this plate first, I guess. Actually. Yeah, forget it. I love that Winky. Thank you, thank you. The old style Winkeys are the best in my opinion. Bibbies of power. What a dom! I see. That's what the viewers are into, huh? Such a not PG stream for a Sunday morning. Isn't Sunday morning supposed to be the time for like rebroadcasting cartoons and stuff for the kids who are home watching TV finally on a weekend? Don't group me in with them. Oh yeah, is Mr. Zoomwaltz in here? Mr. Zoomwalt, if you're still around, as you can see, I polished the weight. That's Saturday? It's Sunday here. Oh, that's Saturday, the cartoons. Oh, I see now. Maybe you're right. Whoops. I need to do that. Hello. Oh. Yeah. So, Mr. Zoomwalt, I was saying that I polished this brass weight because it had some marks on it. Yeah. Real talk, if GMK could double shot those style logos, that definitely would have been the choice for Analog Dreams. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Although I'll be honest, P-Wade, even pad print, I haven't seen them fade. Like, I haven't seen them fade very easily. I've definitely seen some faded legends out there. But it was, like, it's not that bad. And also, I think I feel like you do have to use them for a while for the fade to start appearing. God, it's such a mess. I need to, like, remove some of this stuff away. There's just so much going on. Whew. Okay. Anyway, for those who came here to tune in for the Switch review, we're basically done with that. But if you have questions, always feel free to ask them while I'm building stuff. So from now on, it's just gonna be a regular build stream. If you do have questions, just always ask them. Have you gotten anything Cerakoted in New York? I have not. I am not a huge fan of Cerakote, actually. I guess I just don't like the texture so much of Cerakote. It's like very matte and kind of like chalky, and it's not. I'm not a huge fan of it personally. But I think that would be the only reason why I wouldn't do it. But I also haven't had a reason to. Like, I would Cerakote stuff if I had like a damaged board or something, you know. Is New York super against guns? Yeah, New York is pretty bad about guns, knives, pretty much anything that is open carry. New York is very much against it. And then, ironically, NYPD is one of the worst in terms of police brutality, for instance, and that's like basically weapons, right? I don't know. New York is a weird state, though. I want to build a PC. Where do I start? Send help, lol. PC part picker sounds like the right suggestion. And there's also other streamers on Twitch who build PCs professionally. What is that cat circle push thing? This? This? It's just a lamp. It's just a cute kitty lamp. It's supposed to change colors. I got the rabbit one. Yeah, I like the kitty one more. All right, back to our scheduled programming. Okay. Whew. Oh, you guys are a little bit delayed, huh? PETA. Malaboost. Oops. Sorry, guys. I should tone it down. Turn on the fan. Excuse me if it's a little loud. Optimum tech if you got deep pockets. Sir Salty goes deaf. GG. I'm so sorry. Alright. So we've concluded that part of the stream. And we're moving just to our, we're just going to move into soldering these and getting these two bits quickly done. so it's actually time to talk about our sponsors. I would like to first of all thank Novelkeys, Mike, so much for not just the sponsorship part, but really just for being a great friend and always super open and generous and kind community member. Like these switches, obviously he sent them out as part of our affiliation, but he's always been super helpful and receptive to feedback, and yeah, just he's always been like the guy to go to about like all sorts of new ideas for products, and just like chat about nerdy things in keyboards that could see potential in innovating the landscape. So I think that's something I really appreciate about Mike, and he's always super nice about it. And so yeah, thank you so much for to Novelkeys for sending out these silk and dry series switches. So as I mentioned previously, they will be coming in 3 different colors. They're all linear switches manufactured by JWK, and will be stocked by Novelkeys and probably other vendors now that he came in here on stream to talk about it. And they'll be going for 55 cents a switch, so $5.50 per pack of 10 switches. And they are yeah, they will be, the silk switches have some factory lube, which will be Krytox 05G0, which is amazing. And the dry switches will be for enthusiasts who want to lube their own switches at the same price. So there will be no difference in pricing for the 2 variants of switches. So just something to note, and that I think is awesome. So since we're talking about Novelkeys first, so Novelkeys is one of our sponsors of the stream, and when the switches go in like on sale or like any other in-stock products, you can purchase any Novelkeys products using my promo code. The promo code is Thunder. Yeah, you can use that on checkout, and you'll get 5% off as a discount. And you'll also be providing some kickback to my stream. And obviously, all proceeds will be used towards equipment and new ideas, new projects. Like for instance, like recently, I purchased some a new bulb for my lighting situation here. So yeah. And so right now on let's see. Let's just check my group buy stuff going on here. So Novelkeys right now I believe has GMK Hammerhead on group buy. So if you're into the theme of the deep ocean and sharks and that kind of stuff, GMK Hammerhead might be for you. So go check out GMK Hammerhead on novelkeys.xyz. And they come in a light and a dark base edition. Don't forget GMK Mecha 01 as well. I was about to get there. So GMK Mecha is themed after a very popular series, but it's I guess inspired by a very popular series. It features an all Icon Mods base kit, and it features the very ever popular purple, orange, like I guess dark gray, and green, fluorescent green colors, modeled after the famous Unit 01 from Neon Genesis game. So yeah, go check out GMK Mecha 01 out as well. What's the connector in that cable? It is a YC8. That's the stuff I want to hear about the community. Glad I'm becoming less digitally antisocial. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, cut cables. So very glad to hear that you're becoming more connected to the community and that you're having a good time. Alright, so moving forward to the next sponsor. The next sponsor is Dixie Mech. So you can head over to dixiemech.com/lightning. And right now on Group Buy, we have GMK Nuclear Data. GMK Nuclear Data is designed, I guess co-designed by Mr. Heinebush, Bip, Dixie, and I think Lotsky also participated in helping with his design. And yeah, it features a green base color key set with nuclear plant themed novelties. There's also a Rama dustpad, a Rama keycap, and also a dustpad designed for GMK Nuclear Data. So if you're interested in green themed key set that's pretty much mostly single chromatic, you can go and check out GMK Nuclear Data. Alright, next up is Mint Autumn, mintautumn.com. Mint Autumn is, behind Mint Autumn is Jack Static, the community member behind the Rukia polycarbonate Alice layout keyboard. Right now, Rukia round 2 is in production, so the group buy period has already ended, unfortunately. But for those who are looking forward to different products, future products, Mint Autumn is currently working on bringing ultra high molecular weight polyethylene cases, and those cases will be made for other layouts as well, such as the TK layout. The TK layout has been named Irma, so if you're looking forward to getting an Irma from Mint Autumn, do go to mintautumn.com and try to sign up for their newsletter as well as their Discord server, where they have more news about both the Rukia and other polyethylene related projects. It's currently under R&D, and hopefully we should have some more news soon. Next up is Prime Keyboards. So you can head over to primekb.com/lightning to check out new products. So recently, let's see, the Silent Alpaca group buy just recently ended, but I've received news that the Alpacas, the regular Alpaca switches, will be stocked in July, in the month of July. The shipment will be going out to Prime KB very shortly, and they should arrive and be stocked by the end of July. So if you want to receive more news, I personally suggest signing up for the newsletter and also checking out their Discord server. The Discord server has an alert for like restock notifications and the like, and like updates on other new group buys and such. So I personally do suggest going over to primekb.com and checking out their Discord server. There should be a link at the bottom of the page. Other than that, there should also be Durox stabilizers coming up, not this month, maybe next month, hopefully. And Prime KB also has the Desoldering switch films, which I've reviewed in the past. They're very nice. Personally, I would say they're just as good as the TX switch films, so maybe even better because they come in a nicer format to apply. There's also the Desoldering Topri silencing rings, which I can vouch for as well. I personally use those in one of my HKBs. And there's also the Duck Raven, Duck Sidewinder, parts for those. T1 switches, hopefully, I'm not sure if they're out of stock right now, but if so, then hopefully they'll be restocked soon. And there's also the Prime E keyboard, which is a small form factor layout board that's ergonomic as well. Diego, you see the Sirius auction going for 3,600 now? Yeah. I woke up this morning and checked the auction stuff. I was there at the person in the stream. I mean, maybe it's gone up again, so that's pretty impressive. That's pretty crazy, but I mean, hey, it's for a good cause. So highest artisan auction ever, probably. Sounds like it, right? Seems to me like it is. Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know, actually. I don't remember what the highest was before. So it sounds like it though. When does the auction end? I believe it ends at noon. Or noon PDT, so that's 3 p.m. Eastern. So there's still like 3 hours left. Oh shoot, I just missed it. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, darn it. I forgot that there was gonna be a Z Frontier restock today. Gosh darn it. I missed it. I missed it. I wanted to get GMK Sandstorm today. Rip. Okay, well, too bad. I'll probably just grab Sandstorm from Velvet later if I can. Alright, so this is done, I think. So let's test it out. Yeah, I forgot to set the alarm for it, so... Wait, micro USB? What's micro USB? This is mini. This is USB mini. Cool, it works. All right. Let's get this mounted. Wait, those are dry yellows, not alpacas? No, these. So this one is, this current board is gonna have alpacas, and the next one is gonna have dry yellows. I'll show the next board in just a second. There's gonna be a second build, but for those, the good thing is I don't need to lube the stabs because I had already done that before. I only just desoldered and I'm resoldering it basically. That one should be super quick as well. So, yep, there'll be 2 quick builds. They're 60%, so it's really quick. Oops, I forgot this one. So you're building an unlubed JWK yellow board as a test? No, they are lubed. They are lubed. I don't build unlubed boards as much anymore. I do plan on getting a hot swap board soon, so I can work with it for testing and such. I used to have something hot swap, but I don't anymore, so yeah. Oh, it's getting hot. Didn't know what the dry meant. Oh, dry just means dry. Literally, like the stock switches of for the dry series, they're all unlubed. Like they have no lube at all on the housing or on the parts. So you're comparing factory to hand lube. Yeah, you could say that. We just did earlier, like a little bit, but yeah, I mean, in the end, because I want to use them for myself, I ended up lubing a batch of them. Yeah. Sorry, it takes me a while, no worries. Nothing to apologize for. I don't see a reason why you should be apologizing. Any interest on the Time 80 coming back? I think it looks pretty cool that they're renewing like the design. I mean, like they're basically revising the design to be better, because like I remember it being like super tall in the front, and also like the hands and stuff from the weight were exposed, and like a bunch of other things that they basically took into consideration and are fixing, right? So I think that's pretty cool, but it's just a little bit too gaudy for me, I guess. Like it's just a little bit much for me. So personally, I think it looks great. I mean, I think it all the redesigned stuff is awesome. It's basically like everything that Time 80 like fan, like someone who likes that board would like for it. So I think it's perfect for that kind of person. It probably isn't for me though. I don't think it's the ideal board for me. But in my opinion, Fox Lab does some great stuff. So I couldn't say anything bad about it, because like so far Fox Lab has done some pretty neat stuff. But the plate mounting seems interesting to me. Oh yeah, there's a half cut like split plate mount. That seemed interesting as well. Alright guys, do we leave? So the question is, do we leave GMK Hydro on this board, or do we do a different key set? So I have a few key sets that I can use. I'll do a little poll here. I have a couple of key sets. So key set for blue LZ CLS S6H. So I have Hydro, of course. Let's see, I have Mizu. I have basically blue. I have basically like classic blue, which is like blue on whites, alphas, white on blue mods. I have Eclipse. And oh, I have EPBT, like light blue, like this is the Sifo blanks. And then oh, I also have Striker, of course. Striker, I can go and get it. Oh, I have Nautilus too, actually. I'll allow multiple answers, create poll. I'm not feeling like beige today, so there's the poll. You guys can choose for now. Right now, as you can see, Hydro is already on, but I can always use something different, so I don't mind. In the meantime, while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna prep the other build. Actually, I'm just gonna expedite this process now, just for the sake of time. I don't want you guys to wait for too long or anything. So the next board is, the board I'm rebuilding is basically my Weaven, which I rebuilt last time. So actually the Alpacas that are here used to be on this board, but I desoldered this one. And these are going in there. So I'll give you guys like, you know, however much amount of time you need to choose. Maybe like, I mean, probably you guys should be fine with like the next like 2-3 minutes, so you guys can spend the next 2-3 minutes choosing, and then yeah. So obviously I am using these black and yellow switches because it matches the theme of the board, like this board is like black and gold, sort of like black and yellow, black and gold. So that's why I decided to lube some of these new dry series switches to match. So yeah. How many Weavens you gonna buy? Probably 0, aside from the one I already own. Yeah, I don't really like owning two. Like, I don't really like owning like 2 of the same board. I think it's kind of silly. I think it's okay if you like the board that much, but I think it's a little bit silly too, though. Alright, so I think I gave it a couple of minutes, like 3 minutes, so I'm gonna check the poll now. What about this hobby isn't a little bit silly? I mean, yeah, that is true. You're not wrong at all, my friend Visionaire. At all. You are completely right. Pretty much everything in this hobby is pretty silly, but yeah. You're right, you're right. No one needs more than 160%. No one needs more than one keyboard, yet I own way too many. Same with Artisan, same with everything about it. I don't need that. I don't need hundreds of switches. I don't need. Yeah, that is true. All right, let's check out the poll. Let's see. What's up with this guy here? Okay, sorry. Let's see. All right, let's see the results. Oh wow, Nautilus and EPBT light blue. Okay. Which one do you guys want to see more? Light blue or Nautilus? Nautilus or light blue? You guys need to break that vote. Flip a coin. So just as a reference, color reference. For a color reference, this is the light blue. Light blue. Okay. All right. That means I don't have to go for the Nautilus set, so that sounds good to me. Hopefully, I actually don't remember if my spacebars were crooked. So cross your fingers that these are okay. If not, I'll just get some hot water or something. Alright. Light blue it is. Let's see. Oh, here it is. 7U spacebar. The first one. I think I might have unbent it before, but I don't remember if I did. It's a little bit, I could see a little bit of banana there, but yeah. But we'll see if it, once on the stabs, it's fine. Okay, it's not rattling or anything. It's not binding, so that's good. R1. What is this switch? These are Alpacas. I need to set such a nice blue. Lana, I believe mechanicalkeyboards.com might still have it. If you do, you may consider using my creator code. I can look it up for you. Wait a second. Okay, EPBT blue Sifo. They are still in stock for $40 and free shipping. You may consider using my creator code if you would like. Let me look up the specifics on that. They're all different. But basically, okay, here it is. So you just go to your checkout cart, and then there's a part where it says creator, and you can put like it's like lightning, so it's like capital L lightning, and then that will like apply small kickback kind of thing. But yeah, it's up to you. Why don't you mix all the rows together? Well, why should I? I like separating them because it's easier to find the keys then. I don't have to sort through them later on. Ghost Grixley. But yes, the Sifo blanks seem to be in stock. What's the difference? Oh, I see. I get oh man, I get this. I'll have 3 blue sets already. Ain't mad though. Blue is like one of my favorite colors, so I can't recommend it enough. It's so nice though. Regretting not getting classic blue. Oh no. They should have extras though, so at least there's that. I think classic blue was not so popular, so I mean, I'm sure extras could like go quickly, but I still think it's a little better chance than other sets just because it's kind of a very, so it's sort of like a, it's like in the realm of boring sets as people define them. So I do think you still get a chance from a decent chance from at least. So how do you guys like that? Shall we just build the 2 right away? Because it's not gonna take me long at all. So let's just do it. Screw it. Let's just do this really quickly. Because I already have these stabs already done, so all I have to do is pop the switches in, put the sets on. Pop the switches in, solder really quickly, and we're done. And we can do all of the typing at the end, and we can call it a day. Two builds, yeah. I was going to originally just rebuild the Weaven like off stream, but because these new switches came in, I was like, hey, you know, it's not a bad idea to use these new switches to rebuild. And so when I saw that one of them, what are those switches called? These switches are called they will be like Novelkeys dry series switches. So these are like the dry yellows, whereas the ones with the white housing are going to be the silk switches. So there's going to be like silk red, silk yellow, silk black. So yeah, that's what they're going to be. Not yet on sale. Basically this is a round of prototype switches, you could say. Round 1, I guess, maybe. And I'm submitting feedback based on today's stream and what people have been telling me. And they'll be producing a round 2 with more, I guess, a few revisions. But pretty much the dry switches are not going to change at all. Like the dry switches are not changing, definitely. So if you guys are like interested in like getting more like JWK switches, these are probably perfect for you. They're all linear switches, yes. They're all linear switches. Let me know if I should pass on the Alpacas. Well, I don't think you should pass on the Alpacas if you're just looking for linears. Like if you like the color scheme. So in my opinion, okay, the Alpacas are basically priced the same. So if that's the case, and you want these switches now, you need them now. I personally, if I were in your position, and because I lube the switches anyway. So that's the thing. I lube the switches anyway. So for me, it makes no difference whether they're pre-lubed or not. So I would just purchase them anyway. I would purchase the Alpacas, like if I needed switches right now. But otherwise, then I would consider. Otherwise, then I would consider using like getting different ones. So yeah. How do Alpacas compare to vintage blacks? Stock Alpacas are going to be smoother than most vintage blacks just because the state of the molds is really good. And vintage blacks are kind of a crapshoot in general. Like I think that vintage blacks, you need to look for the right batch often. So I personally find that to be pretty irritating. Just a lot of time and money wasted doing that. So at this point, personally, like if you don't already have good MX blacks or don't have a source for them, like a friend or like on the market or whatever it is, right? And you're not willing to pay the price that they go for now because they've inflated in price quite a bit now. Personally, I would just settle on all these new linears that are coming out. They're excellent switches. Like you might have a little bit of a change in like how they sound, but they sound pretty good in my opinion. And they're just incredibly smooth, and so yeah. Given that, I think I would just settle for these new linears. Or any new linears that are currently in the market. Alpacas, H1s, Mauves. Like, the list is very long. Like Sohos, Dojicon. Like, there's like these new Leopold ones or something. PD Switches or something like that. I don't even remember. Yeah. Hold on. Why did that? I personally don't need extremely smooth stock switches. I care more so about sound. So I find recent retooled blacks from Novelkeys to be good enough for me. Yeah, so like, yeah, people have different priorities, and people like the signature of Cherry MX a little more. So that's okay to lean towards those. And yeah, I've heard that the recent retooled MX blacks on Novelkeys, they're not like amazing, but they're also not bad. So like, if you lube them, with a heavier grease like 205 or 204, they'll cover most of the blemishes. So like, I wouldn't be so worried about the vintage blacks I type on were lubed and tuned by Kin, but for future builds I need to figure out where to get linears. Yeah, I would personally just suggest getting like all of these new ones that are coming out. I feel like there's just, people are ordering by like the 50,000 switch orders. So like, at some point sooner than later, we'll reach a point where switches won't be selling out immediately, or even if they do sell out relatively quickly, it won't be like impossible to get them. Yeah, just don't get too discouraged if like something sells out, because I feel like there's always new vendors and these new colored variants coming out. Like, if you don't mind the color too much, then I think that there's just so many variants now. I'm happy about these new silk and dry. Yeah. Any tips on desoldering LEDs? I put my keycaps on the board and they hit the LEDs. If you're desoldering LEDs and you don't have like a desoldering gun, or like if you have a pump, like a hand pump, I think hand pump's actually easier a bit because the LEDs are so small. Like, the legs of the LEDs are tiny. You just need to practice with that though. Desoldering LEDs is probably a pain. It's like the bigger pain in terms of desoldering. I think they're the harder to desolder. But just in general, I would suggest just being patient and slow with it. You know, don't overheat your pads. Try not to, or like, I guess another way to do it is to quickly heat up both pads at the same time, because they're pretty like close to each other, like kind of like this, and then just like kind of like ripping out the, not ripping out, but like pulling out the LED from above, from the other side. It's not easy, but yeah, it just requires a bit of patience, and it's tedious. It's tedious work to desolder LEDs. But yeah, on certain rows, LEDs will hit caps, especially like on the bottom rows, like home row or like the bottom rows. Yeah, it depends on what LEDs you're using if you're using like 2x3x4 millimeter LEDs, I think some people have suggested sanding them a little bit on the top, like kind of like diagonally, so that they don't they follow the profile of the keycaps and they don't hit. But sometimes if you just want to use LEDs, like the LEDs need to be all the way down for them to not like hit. So that's probably why. Yeah, soldering LEDs is a pain in the butt, like, in general. Alright, done. What do you do for your day job, if you don't mind me asking? I used to be an engineer. We used to work in science and research for the government. But then now I am a grad student. I'm an MD PhD student. So I do research and train in medical school. Yeah. That's my day job. My day job is to do research for academia. So this is build number 2, actually. Dippity. What is this carbon fiber board? It's so minimal. This is called a Weaven. It's a carbon fiber board made by Trivium Tech a long time ago, but there's going to be a round 2 coming up sometime soon. It's basically a sandwich of... It's basically carbon fiber. There's a piece of foam here, that's why. There's carbon fiber PCB plate. It's a carbon fiber sandwich with an aluminum frame. So there is a top part, a bottom part, and 2 sides that are just screwed down together. Very smart design, actually. Very cheap in terms of like inexpensive to make, and at the same time easy to control the tolerances, because cutting carbon fiber is actually not super difficult now. And it's like not super expensive either. So it's actually a very smart design in my opinion. Yeah. Let's see which side was which. I think this was top and this was bottom. So something like that. Good news, I got a new diffuser for the Jetfire. Ah, yeah. tolerances are so tight on the carbon fiber though that it just requires a little bit of fiddling here. Actually, I actually think this part goes on the other side. It's just tight on this side, so I think it's made for the other side. Because I loosened it up on one side and then not on the other, so I just need to be. Yeah, I didn't lodge it in properly. That's probably why it's not fitting in together. The plate just needs to go in properly on both sides. That's why it's a sandwich, so just need to have it go in properly. There we go. That's much better. It picks in the IC thread for the Weaven. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they do it justice either. It's a great board though. It's a great little board. Wait, am I using the wrong piece of it? The tolerances on one of these aluminum pieces is actually slightly off on mine, I think, or it's just very tight. So I just need to like do this one first and then the rest. Otherwise they don't feel like they piece in together. There we go. Okay, this one is okay. This is it. There we go. All right. Where are my Weaven screws? Here they are. Start with this end first. The Weaven is a board that is hard to appreciate through photos. Yeah, it definitely is. I have some photos that I will be sharing later on like my Insta that I took of my Weaven at some point. Oh wait, but that might be on my personal Insta actually, so. But I can share them on the gallery in my Discord if you guys want. So if you guys have questions about it, let me know and I'll post some photos and stuff. For those curious. Your photos are really nice, thank you. We appreciate that. I feel like I take very boring photos. I use the same angles, use the same lighting. I don't change it up often because I don't really have a lot of creativity or time to figure things out. But I would like to learn more. I would like to compose more things. I would like to do more photography things that are more creative on that end. In order to do so, I need time and space and lighting. There it is, my friends. Two builds. Done in just the right amount of time, actually. Sounded nice. Yeah, the carbon fiber is so thocky. It sounds really nice. had some artisans on here, so I'm just gonna put them on anyway. They're at the edges of the board anyway, so it won't matter too much. Yo, shh. You look at a cap and know exactly where it goes? Yeah. When you do this, literally, like, when you've done this, like I don't even know, like, hundreds of times, it's just like, it just goes. Like, QWERTY layout is just so familiar to me now. It's weird. It's weird, I think. I'm probably just a nerd, and that's all. Like, for instance, like the semicolon versus the quotation mark key, like I always get those wrong. Like I used to get those wrong a lot, so now it's like I almost never get them wrong. But yeah. I haven't seen this board. Who makes it? Trivium Tech. Yeah, Trivium Tech. I think they're based in I think they might be based in Vietnam actually. They might be one of the first Vietnamese keyboard designers out there that ever made like a public group buy through Keycaps. And so it was very, very popular when it ran. I mean, it ran twice on Keycaps way before the community was even that big. So like the Weaven was like a banger of a board. Like it was really good for its time. It was like, oh my god, like that's so exciting kind of board. Carbon fiber, it's like, whoa. Yeah. That's the kind of board it was back then, and then it kind of lost steam as like Alu Customs started kind of like, I mean, they already were very popular, but I guess like the community grew, and that's kind of like what they focused on. So, and Trivium Tech also went like MIA basically for a while. They basically are back after a few years of being on basically on hiatus. So yeah. Back when carbon fiber was a novelty, yeah. I guess you're also nerd proven during Keyboard Jeopardy. I guess so. I guess so. Alrighty. Alright, there we are. 60%, all done. Just gonna clean this guy up. Wait a minute, scooped? The F and J are scooped. I don't think they have barred keys in those. So this is why. Cleaning a little bit up. I forgot I didn't test this guy. I'm pretty sure it should be fine. I really hope so. Let's see. Where are you, Via? Wait. Oh, I see. That's layer. The bottom layer. It's matrix. Wait. Done. There we go. It works. Alright. So this is the second build that we did today. This is the Weaven. What is that Hungerworks Studio Sculpt called? This is called the Hunger Key. It's an amazing artisan keycap sculpt. Takes about 2 days to cast. It's a multi-part mold keycap called Hunger Key. It's really it's the icon sort of sculpt of Hungerworks Studio. Absolutely amazing sculpt. This one is the albumin. Albumin. Oh, come on, focus. That's the albumin by Prime Caps. Prime Caps. And then these two are also Hungerworks Studio. This is an autorophile, and that's the King V3. Prime Caps X Nightcaps, that's correct. Although Nightcap hasn't really made more than like a couple of colorways. Oops. Alright. So that's that. So this is the Weaven. That's how the sides look. So the bottom has these aluminum feet. So it's basically carbon fiber plate, aluminum frame with accents, like these gold accents. So this design is really nice because it's modular. You could swap these frame pieces or the feet out with different colored pieces. However, the only thing is the tolerances have to be like pretty much fit just right in, because any more builds planned for today? No, I already did 2 builds today. These are the I did this build and this build. So the Weaven first, and then this is the LZ CLS SXH. So I'm just gonna cut the chat box for a second. So there's the LZ CLS SXH. Sides are just a nice wedge with handles, polished brass weight, which I polished by hand. A little bit of dust and stuff. And there's the CLS SXH engraving. And yep, and the Weaven by Trivium Tech. Okay, so those are the 2 boards. Let's start typing on them, shall we? Alright, so let's start on the CLS first. This cable's kind of short, eh? I'll just use this one. Okay. Nice. Oh, Kenyans. Hello, Mr. Kenyans. Okay. Alright. So this one is built with Alpacas, lubed with Krytox 205 and 105 mix. It's the blend by TX Keyboards, and has switch films. And this is the EnjoyPBT blue blank key set. And let's just monkey type. Let's try. Oh, come on. Why you do this to me? Okay. Transform, reset. Okay. Cool. Zerkovsky, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. So, gonna place my mic a little bit closer. Oops. This should be good. Turn off, wait. Turn off that guy. Ran out of coffee, great. And just checking my sound first. Why everyone use monkey type now? Monkey type just happens to be a bit nicer for the user interface, and it has like themes, it tracks your score, it just gives more data, and it seems pretty nice, like well designed and maintained, at least better than what's her name, 10 fast fingers. So that's why, that's the only reason really. All right. So y'all ready for this? Let's see. Typing test time. Nakasteha uses it. No, it just is nice. It's just the UI is much nicer. Monkey type is aesthetic. Yes, it is aesthetically pleasing. Oh, I forgot to enable chat box again. My bad. All right. So this is, again, LZ CLS SXH with Alpacas and PBT caps. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Ah, so bad. Let me try that again. Oh my god, that was terrible. Ugh. Oh, wait. Oh, the window's too far shifted. Alright, oh well, whatever. Let's look at the the mods. Yo, Adam, hello. What's up? Anyway, so that's what it sounds like. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Mods sound nice. Enter and left shift? Yeah, the mods sound pretty nice. Serious hit 4K. Seriously? Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Anyways, that's our LZ CLS. PogChamp. Poggers. Okay, this is way too low. I can't see anything. Anyway. So this is our LZ CLS SXH blue. With polish weight. With that moment when the streamer's Windows makes the device unplug sound and you think your PC is doing something weird, yeah. Hogu, put a sticker on it, dude. Ram slap right here. Ram slap, ram slap, ram slap. Send me that ram slap, boy. Alrighty. Second one to test today. It's been 4 times where I think it's my computer making noise too. Yeah, I know. I feel that. I always get that. Happens to me whenever other people do it too, so yeah. Oh no, guys, you guys plugged in a weird device. You should have a device off camera. Or you mean like a device off, like I mean like a separate source for it? Oh, unplug it randomly to Jabade? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so gonna do a different typing test now. So this one is going to be our Trivium Tech Weaven with so this one has, it's basically build 2. It's gonna be NK dry yellow switches. So they're the yellow switches that we had. So you can see that it has black and yellow switches. So it's like a themed board for sure. It's on a carbon fiber plate, 63.5 gram springs, 205G0 lube, and switch films. Okay, so whoopsie. Okay, so let's go back to monkey type and try this again. Alrighty. guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Whoa, what happened? Oh, okay, I'm gonna retry. Yeah, these are the mods. I don't like the spacebar sound right now. I think I might need to lube it a little bit more. So this is build number 2, so just do command exclamation build 2. Yeah, this one sounds really thocky. The carbon fiber plate is what really makes it like sound like so creamy and thocky, I think. It is a pleasant sound indeed. Yeah, it's kind of relaxing. I actually like typing on this board when I feel like I need some sound to like drown out other things that I just like feel like having some background noise. Weaven kind of sexy sounding. Yeah, it really is. Could do like ASMR. Be like something like that. Have I done a Alps build? Yes, I've done a handful. I've done over a handful, I think. I've done linear greens, I've done oranges, I've done browns, I've done blues, I've done, what else did I do? I did salmons one time. I did oh, I played around with neon greens, but they were in mine, so I didn't do much. And also that wasn't like an actual build. The ones I own though, I own 2 builds with oranges. One with oranges with brown mods, and the other with oranges in general, like lubed oranges. Oh, I think I would have to screw it in. But let me see if I can go get it. So it's not screwed on right now, like it's separate. But this one is an orange Alps build. I mean, like, it doesn't have a case, of course, so it won't sound like as it should, but you know. Yeah. So this one would go into this board over here. This is the board it goes into is this one, LZMP. What plate is in that config? This has a palm plate. This has a full palm plate. Yeah, so it's an LZMP. Let me show you. Yeah, so it's a full palm plate with lubed oranges, dry lubed with Teflon, PTFE, basically. Thought it was PBT at first. No, it's like a textured palm. Yeah. So I used to have this on for a while actually, and then I just recently took it off to use MX for a bit, and then I probably will switch back to Alps because I like Alps a lot. But yeah, your artisans make me jealous. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, of course. Zumo can't handle your stream. It's too hot right now. Anyway, so that's kind of where we are now. Okay, so I guess that's about it for today. It's been a 3.5 hour stream already. Let me see who might be streaming at the moment. Your streams make me thirsty with all the artisans and the Tokipi. I'm sorry, it's not really that I'm trying to like make it, you know, a game of like wanting and thirsting over things. New talk. Oh, whoa. Why is that playing? Here. Okay. Yeah, new Tokipi today. Yeah. I heard that it's what time? At 5 p.m. PT, I think. Where do you see these, Teflon? The sales for Tokipi. You can go to Instagram /Tokipi. Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, they post stories and they will like announce like when they drop. It's a first come first serve. I personally recommend that if you want to catch it on time, be ready like 5 minutes before at least, and like log in if you have an account. Personally, like have the website open and like refresh right around the time, and like it's good to have your information filled into your account. That way, it's gonna be a faster checkout. Yeah. But yeah, it's a first come first serve, and they sell out pretty quickly lately. So I would suggest to prep in advance, like 5 minutes in advance is fine. And then yeah, you just refresh right around the like whatever 5 o'clock mark, and then just go ahead. Do you compare C3s and H1s in terms of sound? Oh, C3s as in tangerines? I do not have C3 tangerines, unfortunately. Not the V2s, not the ones that people are talking about lately. I haven't purchased any, unfortunately. Yeah. Show me the Jane you would rescue in a fire. Okay, fine. So there are V2s. What are the changes? So the V1 line was a Gateron switch, and I think the V2 line is a JWK switch. If I'm wrong, someone correct me, please. But I think I'm right about that. And the V2s have a translucent housing. Yeah. So, I forgot about the old ones completely. Yeah. The old ones were just Gateron. Like, they're like basically like Telio recolors almost. You could call them Telio recolors, I would say, because they're just kind of like as smooth as Telios, but not quite regular Gats. Yeah. This is the Jane out rescue in a fire, Mr. Visionaire. What it sounds like is like so this one has a polycarbonate half plate with 55 gram retooled MX blacks lubed with Krytox that I don't know because I did not do the switches. The build was actually made assembled and built by Yutzi himself, which is awesome. It was he offered to build, and he was very, very kind in doing so. Although I did get it close to late last year. Got it right before New Year's. Yeah. First time in your stream. Holy Rice Grail, hello. You were at the I Don't Mind streams too with Alex Odos and Minterly, right? Yes. I mean, I was a viewer, Holy Rice Grail. I know Alex and Nat, just because we're fellow streamers. So yeah. Yeah, I was there just to tune in. I tuned in for quite a bit. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. I personally really appreciated that event because I have a hard time with mental health things myself. And I just find it very touching that people are spreading more awareness about the event and kind of more about, like, you know, awareness that mental health is very important. I think that's kind of like this built the way the designer intended. So I actually will tell you one thing that's funny about that Visionaire. He was saying that basically he doesn't like light springs. Someone suggested to him that he do it with 55 gram, but he normally prefers like 65 or like 62 or like something like that, like a little heavier. And so he was like, okay, I'll try it, because he basically was like, poly half and 55 gram, it's gonna like be so light and like uncomfortable, but he ended up liking it more. Well, he was like, oh, this is not bad, and then so I think he's converted sort of to like light springs, which is nice. One thing about this board is I don't know how he lubed the stabs. They seem so light, and yet they don't rattle. So kind of a mystery. And I asked him, and he pretty much follows the way I lube things too. But I feel like he used like a lighter Krytox. I don't know. The secret method, yeah, the sensei method. It's the some secrets don't, you know. Some magicians must keep their secrets. Agent Dude, thank you so much for the 50 bits. What a sexy looking board and mouse. Thank you. Ancient t-shirt secrets. Yeah. Anybody got any ideas on when alpacas are stocking? Yes, I have an idea on when alpacas are stocking. I should tell you right now. Inventory updates for alpacas is that they just shipped from the factory. and they should be restocking in July. So within the rest of this month, you will possibly the week of July 19th. So that's a week from today. So keep that in mind. The exact date and time will be posted on the Prime Keyboard Discord. So if you want a, is there a Discord link here? There is no. I'll invite you to the Discord. Copy. What? Nani? Invite people. Oh, it's not letting me do that, but it's on the Prime KB website too, though. primekb.com. Should be at the info Prime KB Discord contact. Oh, here it is. Discord.primekb.com. Very simple. So if you go to the Prime KB Discord, they have an inventory update channel where he posts updates on all the inventory stuff, like restocks and so on. So I suggest going on there. Was confused when they just said July. Yeah, because it's been delayed because of the coronavirus situation. Yeah. I'll hopefully have a special board for you to build in the distant future, Lightning. Oh, Chica eyebrows, hell yeah. What are the switches in the Weaven? Yes, these are the dry yellows. I looped them with 205 grade 0. What switches are in that board? Sounds amazing. Yeah, so this is build 2, Mr. Miss Coniotar. So this is the Weaven with NK dry yellow switches, which I looped personally with 205 grade 0. Will H1s be restocking around the same time? They were shipped out to vendors like 2.5 weeks ago, I think. XS Tech, I wish I could tell you more about that, but I actually don't know anything about Novelkeys restock dates. The way Novelkeys things kind of work is they either, sometimes they announce it a little bit in advance, and sometimes they just kind of drop. Like he sends out the announcement email and it's like, oh, it's restocking right now on the website. And I'm like, oh, I see. But sometimes they announce it forward. When I actually try to ping people on my server, so I have a Discord server, and there's a sponsor news sort of role where I basically ping people for any restocks, new group buys, and closing group buy announcements. Any important announcements, I always post and ping people for that role. So you can, it's an opt-in, opt-out, kind of like you're free to do that role. So if you don't want those notifications, then just don't opt in for the role. You can always sign out from that. So yeah. Would you say alpacas would sound similar in the Weaven? Yes, they would sound pretty much the same, I would say. Alpacas, I mean, they're made of the same material, they're just differently colored. The only difference is that I guess the alpacas might have come with a little bit of factory lube, but because I looped these with 2.5 grade 0, like it's so thick that it just masks whatever was already there anyway. So it would sound pretty much identical, yeah. I don't think I'm in your server. One sec. Yeah, just Discord. I would assume all JWK linears except H1s are pretty much the same. Was there an exception to H1s? Oh, maybe the material was different? I mean, they're all quite similar is what I'm saying. But yes, so just to recap, today we did a lot of things. We reviewed these guys here. So these silk switches will be stocking sometime on Novelkeys. I'm not sure if they're stocking with a first round and then a second round will be coming out, but basically these silk switches come pre-lubed with factory lube with 2.5 grade 0. It's very little amount at the front of the stem and at the rails of the interior of the housings. So it does have a little bit of a difference. It's a little bit deeper sound, that kind of stuff. Not huge. The springs also come like slightly lubed at the tip of the springs, and then yeah, so this will be priced the same as all JWK linears. So, and then these are the dry switches. The dry switches, the dry series switches will also come in 3 different weights. They're all linears, no lube at all. So these will be available for purchase in Novelkeys at some point in the future. If anything, I'll announce it. And I'm sure that Mike from Novelkeys will post on Reddit and other places to announce that, Instagram and so on. Yeah, they will come out at 55 cents per switch. They sell in packets of 10, so $5.50 per packs of 10. I believe these are going to be in stock as well, so if it's not a rush sale, you could maybe also try putting a discount code like mine or Nathan's or whoever's, get 5% off, so a little bit cheaper. And how similar are they to creams? They're different from creams. Cream switches are like, I think, all palm housing, and so cream switches tend to have this like very clackier sort of sound signature to it. And creams also have this like leathery feel at the beginning, and until you break them in. And then we did 2 builds today. We did this LZ CLS SXH build with Alpacas. And we did this build with a Weaven with the dry yellow switches, Lube with 205 grade 0. So that's pretty much all I have for today. It's been a longer stream than I expected. Actually, it's about right. But yes, if you have any questions for me, I'm pretty much available on Discord or other places all the time. Well, most of the time. So PM me or join my Discord and feel free to ask questions over there. I try to answer them as well as I can. And yes, information about the switches right here. They're red 55 gram, yellow 63.5, black 72 gram. They're bottom out, and then top is polycarb, bottom is nylon, and the stem is made out of palm. Oh, see ya, Sensei. Have a good one. Have a good lunch. Have an excellent lunch. Hope it's delicious. Alrighty. Am I missing anything now? I think I did cover everything I needed to cover. So if there's anything y'all need to address, let me know. Okay, I think that's all for now. I'm gonna see who is streaming now, and we'll move on to the next person. Y'all can, let's see, where is, looks like I am me, you are you. No, I think Tyson's building today, a key 65. Let's raid Tyson. Let's raid Tyson. What's up, Toki? Tyson has a new camera setup. That's awesome. Let's raid him. Alright, everyone. For those who tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, any questions, let me know. I'll be putting up the VOD for the stream on YouTube as usual. I'll see when I have time to record typing tests or anything like that, but the bot should have the typing test from these 2 boards from today. And the test for the switches at the beginning as well. The first like 1.5 hours-ish is all the switch related stuff, so you can check that out. And yeah, so let's go raid Tyson Builds. Tyson Builds. This channel is intended for mature audience. That's all good. Well, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys next time. I should have some more builds coming up over the next following weeks. So I'll let you guys know about that. Thoughts on Primus keyboard? It's a great board. I think it's a cool design. A lot of colors and options. So check it out if you can. But I believe the group buy period already passed. So anyhow, later everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by, and take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your weekend, and see you later.